So, I'm guessing most of you already know about the update that dropped yesterday, right? But here's the thing. While a lot of you might have checked it out, I bet many still aren't fully aware of some of the new mechanics and how they actually work. If you're one of those players kind of confused or unsure what you're doing, don't worry, stick around, because I've got some important breakdowns you'll definitely want to know before diving back in. But before we begin, just a quick reminder, this video has a giveaway. 2 game passes are up for grabs if we hit 2,000 likes. To join, all you need to do is like this video, subscribe, watch all the way until the end, and drop a comment with your thoughts plus username. That's it, simple as that. Now let's get into it. Let's start with the minor ones first. We'll kick it off with the vessel. Nothing too crazy here, but definitely some important changes you should know about. First off, perfect blocking has been removed. Yeah, it's gone. Next, the fainting mechanic. This one got tweaked. Before you needed awakening to faint, but now you can faint even with an empty bar. The catch is, if you do have energy stocked up, then using a feint will actually deduct from your energy. Makes sense, right? And lastly, they gave the final black flash finisher a new visual. Honestly, looks pretty clean now. Definitely an upgrade. Next up is your boy Charles Bernard. And yeah, he got a slight buff this time around. His aerial shut-up move got a small damage boost plus a slight increase to the hitbox, so it's a little more reliable now. But the bigger change is that this guy now has a perfect block mechanic. Basically, if you time it right, it lets him dodge an incoming attack completely. And here's the kicker. The trigger window actually increases if your awakening bar is filled or if the opponent is marked. That means it's way easier to pull off compared to before. Alright, let's dive into Uda and Rika's newly added moves. First up, we've got Rika's copy move. Now, I'm sure most of you already get the idea of how this works, but let me clear it up just in case. You can't just press copy right away and expect it to do something. You actually have to switch to Rika first, land one of her moves, and then copy activates. Here's the catch. I originally thought copy would be random, like rolling a dice each time, but nope, it's actually fixed per character. For example, I tested it on Sukune multiple times, and it only ever copied dismantle. Same thing with Hikari, same with Gojo. Every time, Rika only takes their core ability. So yeah, it's not randomized. It's more like Rika copies the signature move of whoever you're fighting. Makes sense, right? There's also new variant to True Love Beam. Unlike before where you had to sit through that long windup, now you can actually fire it off quicker. The trade-off? It only uses a partial release of energy, which means less damage and a smaller AoE. Still, in fast-paced fights where you don't have the luxury of charging forever, this version is clutch. Next up, Uda's Black Flash. Minor tweak here, mostly visual effects. I'll be real with you, I kind of forgot exactly how it looked before, but hey, this is the updated version. So yeah, just note the difference. And finally, Jacob's Ladder. Honestly, I knew this move was coming eventually, so I wasn't even surprised to see it added. But here's the twist. Unlike other games where it's just a regular move in your kit, in JJS it's actually embedded into Uda's domain expansion. Here's how it works. When you're inside your domain, you just press the same button again, aim at a target, and boom, it casts Jacob's Ladder. The animation breaks through the domain barrier and stuns your opponent for a good few seconds. Now, damage-wise, it's wild. It hits a single target for about 70% HP. But here's the kicker. It also drains 50% of your opponent's awakening energy. That's brutal. Alright, moving away from character tweaks for a sec, let's talk about some non-character related stuff that's actually super cool. First off, we've got text-to-speech. Yep, literally TTS and JJS. It's a small feature on paper, but honestly, it's hilarious and fun to mess around with. Just flip it on, and boom, you'll hear Z's voiceover reading your messages. Now the next one is the brand new item, the Transfigured Human. It works like other items, spawning randomly in public servers, or you can just mess with it in your private server using build mode. Pretty straightforward. You throw it and it summons a transfigured human NPC that instantly goes after the nearest target. If you spawn multiple, they'll even fight each other to the death, which is chaotic but fun to watch. Just note, if you throw it with no one around, it won't do anything and will just despawn. Alright folks, it's time for Star Rage, and honestly, this character easily got the biggest upgrade in this update. We're talking about a brand new awakening mechanic and a full set of new special moves. Now you might think you've already seen it all, but I bet some of you actually don't know the full picture. So let's break it down. The key addition here is the new special called Mass Buildup. Think of it as a power-up mode. The way it works is simple. You hold R to start building up, and it drains 35% of your awakening energy for a full charge. Once your meter is maxed out, that's when things get wild, because now every single one of your skills has a special variant. Skill 1 plus R triggers a charge version with a finishing animation. Now when you throw it out, it doesn't just vanish if it doesn't land. Instead, it actually bounces off walls for a short moment before coming back to you, or until it finally hits a target. Skill 2 plus R, same idea, but this one can actually chain into combos, and if you input it twice, it extends into an even sicker combo. Skill 3 plus R, another unique powered up move, different execution, but same charged up mechanic. Skill 4 plus R, the last one in the set, and man, this one looks insane once you pull it off. So yeah, once you got mass buildup ready, your entire moveset basically transforms into something brand new. And finally, the new Awakening ultimate move. Now at first glance, it might look like the same black hole we had before, but the mechanic is completely different. You can't just pop it with G anymore, like how it used to work. This time there's a twist. You actually have to die first. Here's how it works. Make sure your Awakening bar is full before you go down. Once you die, you'll be able to trigger it by pressing G, and your character lunges toward the aimed area. From here, make sure your special is off cooldown, because the next step is holding R to start filling the meter. As you hold it, the black hole builds up, sucking everything in its range before devouring everyone around in one insane finisher. Yes, the most exciting part of this update, Gojo's domain expansion 0.2. This has been one of the most awaited additions for a long time, and it's finally here. To activate it, you'll need a full Awakening bar. Press G, then R, and boom, Gojo unleashes his 0.2 second domain expansion. Now here's the key. The moment your character starts sprinting, you gotta charge straight at your target. Just make contact because the impact itself deals the damage. It's quick, it's brutal, and honestly, it's not the easiest to land, but if you pull it off, it's clean. And here's the best part. If you manage to catch 2 opponents by the end of it, you'll trigger a special shortcut scene, exactly like in the anime. It looks absolutely insane and really brings that iconic Gojo moment to life. So, how was it? Pretty wild update, right? Oh, and before I forget, remember that crow sneak peek we talked about earlier? Turns out it was indeed just a spectator in roulette. As for the rest, most of the changes I didn't cover here are just minor tweaks, balancing, and a few quality of life updates. Nothing too crazy, but still good to have. And of course, here we go. All 14 brand new emotes just got added to the game. Let's go through them one by one so you can check them out for yourself.